Boss, the paternity test results are out. It's 97.015%. We've been searching for 15 years. Get the car ready immediately. Brother Shi. The trending searches are blowing up. The eldest daughter of the Luo family has been found. My own little sister. Let's see who dares to slander her. God E. I heard your sister graduated with a PhD at age 16. A tenured professor at Gloucester at age 16. My sister. She really is a genius. Brother, that little darling of the Luo family is back. And she's also the boss behind Brutus. The eldest daughter of the Luo family, huh? Prepare yourself. Go prepare a generous betrothal gift. Excuse me. A max-level boss has returned to the novice village. Sorry to have startled you all. Old man. I've arrived in Jing City. This family reunion. Is it really absolutely necessary? What do you think? You're already in Beijing. If you don't acknowledge your family, what did you go back for? I also have businesses in Jing City. If all else fails, I can go teach a few classes at Jing University. I'm busy. It is absolutely necessary. Back then, I gave you two choices, and you chose this one yourself. Either come back to train the newcomers, or go to Jing City to acknowledge your family, lest you run wild outside all day long. Good thing I took it off quickly. 1 second later, and my ear would have been ruined. Alright, I got it. Sister Luo, I'm over here. You're walking the wrong way. Sister Luo. The woman in white wearing a mask. It had to be me. If you do this again, you can carry your own banner into the warehouse department. Understood. Low profile. Our sister Luo is the most low profile. Sister Luo, are you hungry? Let's eat first. And then we'll have a whole welcome back celebration. Go straight back to Tinglong Court. Come on, sister. It wasn't easy for you to come back. At least give me a chance to host a welcome dinner for you. Didn't we just meet last month? And another thing. Stop learning useless things from Jiang Yining all day. Learn something good. Will you? Alright. I'll definitely pass that on to Sister Ning word for word and tell her to stop corrupting me. But seriously, do you really plan to go back to the Luo family to acknowledge them? Otherwise, are you going to the training department to train the rookies for me? No way. I'd rather stay and work at the office. I'll go take a look. The old man gave a strict order. I'll just treat it as completing a mission. If they don't welcome me, I'll just turn around and leave. That's unlikely. The Luo family has been looking for you for 15 years. The entire high society knows about it. 15 years. They're looking for the Luo family's daughter. Not necessarily me. 18 villas. Each sitting on 5 acres. They just went on sale last year. So many people in Beijing fought tooth and nail, but couldn't buy one. Especially yours. It was not for sale. That guy from the Goof family wanted to buy it back then, but he couldn't. Is he short of houses? Not really. It's just that the more exclusive it is, the more people want to buy it. Back then, someone refused to believe the hype and insisted on using their influence to pressure Tinglong Court. The very next day, their own company was investigated and hit with a ton of issues. I don't like bad luck. I had the housekeeper come over to clean this morning. The fridge is fully stocked with orange juice, and Little Black has been delivered too. It's right in the underground garage. If you don't feel like driving it, just come over to my place and swap keys. Alright. Got it. Hi, Sister Ning. Get lost. Hold the phone up so I can see Yan Yan. Damn it. Then why did you call me? This is my phone. If Yan Yan hadn't ignored my calls, who would bother calling you? Yan Yan. I missed you so much. When are you coming over? Soon. I'll head over once I finish handling things here. By the way, when are you returning to the Luo family? I don't know yet. I plan to have Luo Yunche come find me first. Your eldest brother? Why him? Don't people usually meet their parents first? He seems to be the most reliable one. I think you just like that he doesn't talk much and isn't that noisy. What if the rest of the Luo family is extremely noisy? That's why I'm meeting the quietest one first. Sister, this is my phone. Do you want her to blow up my notifications? You can go outside to take the call. Fine. Then I'll order food for you now. What do you want to eat, Sister Luo? The usual. Wake me up when we arrive. You got it. I can't beat either of them. I can't afford to offend either of them. It's so hard being a man. Brother. Someone actually moved into the place opposite us. You wanted to buy that villa back then, but didn't they say it wasn't for sale? Since it wasn't for sale, who do you think could be living inside? Do you mean the mysterious owner of Tinglong Court? Most likely. Even if they aren't, they must have some connection to that owner. Hiding for so long, they've finally shown their face. Someone who can light up a villa that's not for sale. Won't just be an ordinary resident. Meeting both parents at once might bring the whole family along. The second brother has too many cameras, and the third brother is still in class. Meeting Luo Yunxiao first is the safest bet. Boss. Construction on the Heiress Resort project has already begun. The land bidding in the suburbs of Beijing is next Wednesday. In addition, Bruce is still refusing to budge. You might need to go to Europe in person this weekend. Hello. Hello. I am Luo Yunyan. Who did you say you are? My name is Luo Yunyan. According to the information I found, barring any unforeseen circumstances, I am your younger sister who went missing 15 years ago. When will you be free? Would it be convenient to do a paternity test with me? Okay. Where are you? I'll come find you now. No need. In half an hour. Let's meet at the entrance of the Luo family's private hospital. What if? Holy crap. Law of Voiture Noire. The Bugatti Law of Voiture Noire, with only one in the world. That is so cool. As expected of the owner of Tinglong Court, if nothing else, this financial power. Boss, do you think it will really be the eldest young lady this time? Whether she is or not. We'll know once we do a DNA test. I'm sorry. There was some traffic on the road. I'm 2 minutes late. No problem. You, are you the one who called me? It's me. So, can we go in now? Yes, let's go. Mr. Luo, you're here today for a DNA test. As fast as possible. Understood. I'll handle it personally. The DNA test will take about 3 hours. Are you hungry? Why don't we go grab a bite first? Let's go then. Zhang-Yi, keep an eye on things here. I'll bring some takeout back for you later. Yes, boss. See what you'd like to eat. Braised pork ribs and sweet and sour pork with pineapple. You can order whatever else you like. Let's add the braised prawns. Order them if you want to eat them. I'll peel them for you. Thank you. Do either of you have any dietary restrictions, like green onions or cilantro? No green onions. No green onions. Thank you. You should eat too. Okay. How did you find me? And even knew my private number. I had someone look it up. So where have you been all these years? Were you adopted? Have you been doing well? I've been abroad since I was 11. I've been doing okay. Boss. Miss Luo. Go have lunch first. I can just wait here. How is it? What are the results? Mr. Luo, I think it's better if you see it for yourself. It's good to have you back. It's good to have you back. Thank you. Thank you for being willing to come back. Nan. Will you come home with Big Brother? We've always kept your room ready for you. Someone cleans it every day. Everyone has been waiting for you to come home. Okay. Okay. Let's go home. We already hugged, so whatever. I drove here. Then can Big Brother ride in your car? You drive. You know the way. Okay. Big Brother will drive. And Nanan. This car. It's mine. Jong-e. Drive back to the office by yourself. I won't be coming in this afternoon. Handle things on your own. Understood, boss. Nan, now that the results are out, are you willing to call me Big Brother? Big Brother. Yes. Big Brother is here. Aloof and elegant. Calm and self-controlled. His actual personality is somewhat different. Nan, I haven't told the family about your return yet. Let's give them a surprise in a moment. It just so happens that second and third brother are also at home recently. You mentioned at noon that you've been abroad since you were 11. Were you adopted? Sort of. Were they good to you? Pretty good. I didn't have to worry about food or clothes. What about the 7 years before that? Were you in the country? We searched every orphanage, big and small, across the country back then, but there was no trace of you. I don't know. I had amnesia at the time. I only remembered my own name. It's okay. It's just good to have you back. From now on, our family will make many more wonderful memories. Dad, Mom, what does eldest brother mean by calling us to gather in the living room? I haven't even finished my game yet. Your eldest brother must have his reasons for doing this. As for you, it wasn't easy for you to come back for a visit, yet all you do every day is sleep and play games. Young master, this is Nan. This is Uncle Zhang. Hello, Uncle Zhang. Hello, eldest young lady. I'll go inside right now and tell. Don't. Uncle Zhang. We plan to give Mom and Dad a surprise. Right. I won't say a word. Go on in. Nan. It's my Nan. I'm so sorry. I let you suffer out there for so many years. It's all Mom's fault. It's not that Mom didn't want you. Mom has been looking for you all this time, but I couldn't find you. I'm so sorry. Nan, I'm sorry. You, please don't cry. Mom. Is she only your daughter? Don't I get a share? Mom. Nan has been standing for a long time. She must be tired. Right. Quick, let's go inside. Why is everyone just standing there? Don't tire my Nan out. Look at you all. Not a single bit of consideration. Dad. Second brother. Third brother. It's good to have you back. Nan. Can you roll up your right sleeve for a moment? It matches. So this is the prodigy from the youth class. Eldest brother. Nan didn't even greet you just now. She already did when the report first came out. What on earth? How did you know Nan took the initiative to find me? Exactly. She even had lunch with me at noon. And she even put food on my plate. Mom has kept your room for you all these years. I have someone clean it every day. Do you like it? If you don't, Mom will have someone remodel it right away. No need. I like it very much. Thank you, Mom. I'm glad you like it. Mom will have someone bring over the season's clothes, shoes, and bags right away for you to choose from. Whichever you like will be delivered immediately. We'll fill up our walk-in closet. Okay. Thank you, Mom. How about we go downstairs first and let Nanan get some rest? Nanan hasn't had your braised pork ribs in a long time. It used to be her absolute favorite. Right. Mom will go make ribs for you. You rest first. Mom will call you when it's time to eat. Yan Yan, you're back with the Luo family? I knew it. You've never used bed sheets in that color before. How does it feel? It's all right. Not bad. That's good. Take care of yourself. I'll visit you in a while. Help me pick out some gifts from the manor and have them sent over. I need them tomorrow. Finding your family really makes a difference. Usually, you won't even let me touch those things. How many do you need? Just prepare what you think is best. I don't have experience with this. One for each member of the Luo and Su families. You can arrange the gifts for the younger generation as you see fit. Pick something you like for yourself too. All right, Boss Luo. I'll make sure everything is perfectly arranged. They'll arrive tomorrow morning. I'm hanging up. Nanan. The mall sent over some clothes. Do you want to go down and pick some? Okay. I'll be right there. Nanan. Take whichever ones you like. It's fine if you don't like any of them. The ones next to them are from private custom brands. We'll have them make clothes for you later. Just pick a few for now to get by. Look up at me. So beautiful. Can I post this on Weibo, Nanan? Up to you. Big brother. Hurry up and have the company's official Weibo announce our sister. They're all talking about her. I'll send you the paternity test results. Repost second brother's Weibo within 5 minutes. No need to suppress the trending search. Clarify it directly. Gather evidence of all malicious and defamatory comments. Hand them over to the legal department to handle according to the law. Understood, boss. Sister Luo, can we really tolerate this? How about I get involved in the name of the company? It seems quite nice to have family protecting me. She agreed. Sister Luo agreed. Notify the legal and IT departments to come for a meeting immediately. We've got work to do. Nanan. You. This, what are you doing? Why are you being so harsh on your sister? Dad, see for yourself. Are you useless? How could you just let your sister get insulted like this? And Yunche? If the Luo Corporation's legal department is incompetent, replace them. Oh no, it's not that. Look at this. Nanan. Is this talking about you? Yes, Dad. This is a company I founded before. Did I put it too bluntly? It seems I need to work harder to make Luo Corporation stand shoulder to shoulder with Pluto as soon as possible. All right, let's eat first. Your mother made sweet and sour pork ribs for Nanan. I'll go call third brother. Dad, no matter what, I am first and foremost yours and mom's daughter, before any other identity. Good. Dad understands. Sweetheart, come eat. Mom made a big plate of braised pork ribs for you. Coming. When we're usually at home, Mom rarely cooks herself. She's so biased. All right, I can't eat this much anyway, sweetheart. Are you focusing on work now? Dad, I rarely go to the office, so I'm actually quite free. Our sweetheart even started her own company. That's amazing. What's the company called? Pluto. So, are you still in school? Which school is it? I'm not in school. I graduated with my PhD 3 years ago from Lost College in Country M. 3 years ago? Graduated with a PhD? Our sweetheart is so amazing. You made up for your eldest brother's regret back then. You're wonderful, sweetheart. Mom will always be proud of you. Thank you, Mom. But I plan to stay at home for a while. And just relax first. You can stay at home and relax for the rest of your life. Mom and Dad can support you. The Luo family can support you. I can support you too. I can do it in the future too. Grandpa, Grandma, and your maternal grandparents know you're back. We'll go back to the old family home tomorrow and have a meal with both families. Okay. Either way is fine with me. Don't worry. Everyone is very nice. And they all missed you very much. What about the ones from second uncle's family? Second brother, let eldest brother get to know everyone first. There are so many of them, haha. Lao Luo. Lao Luo. Lao Luo. Where's Nanan? Where did my Nanan go? Nanan probably isn't up yet. I went to her room and didn't see her. Nanan is gone. My Nanan. How could that be? Did you check downstairs? Could she already be awake? I didn't. I got anxious and came straight to find you. Don't worry. Be careful not to fall. I'll go down with you. Big brother. Morning. Morning, Nanan. Did you go for a morning run? Why did you get up so early? My biological clock. I'm used to it. Miss, what would you like for breakfast? We have both Chinese and Western options. Soy milk and deep-fried dough sticks will be fine. Thank you, Nanny Wang. You're welcome. It'll be ready right away. Nanan. Thank goodness. Thank goodness you're still here. What's wrong, Mom, Dad? Your mom went to your room and found you weren't there. She got a bit anxious. Mom, I'm just used to waking up early. I just got back from a run. Don't be afraid. I'm here. I won't leave again. Mom's not afraid. It's good as long as you're still here. Big brother and I are just about to have breakfast. Do you and Dad want to go back upstairs and sleep a bit more? No more sleep. Your dad and I will go wash up now. You go ahead and eat. No need to wait for us. Mom is just worried about you. Don't take it to heart. I won't overthink it. Don't worry, big brother. Eldest miss, someone outside is looking for you. He said he's here to deliver some things to you. Uncle Zhang, let him in. All right, I'll go right away. Are you full, big brother? Do you have time to come take a look with me? All right then, I'll go with you. Sister Luo. Why did you come in person? Well, I happened to be over there. And I missed you, so I volunteered to Sister Ning to come here. Stop being silly. Sister Ning labeled every single item with a name. She said it would make it easier for you to tell them apart. Okay, if you stay in capital city, you can go find Jiangxian and have him make arrangements for you. Got it. I'll slack off for 2 days before heading back. Eldest miss. Should I carry these up to your room? No need. Just leave them here. They'll be taken back to the old mansion later. A gift for Big Brother. This pair of cufflinks. The one from the country auction? Over 60 million? Thank you, Nanan. But I can't accept this. Is Big Brother looking down on my gift? How could I? I just think it's too valuable. Since you like it, just accept it. It's not like it's anything valuable anyway. It'll just gather dust if kept. An 8-figure item. Not valuable? And gathering dust. What's wrong? This import. Isn't it closed to the public? This is mine. I usually just use it myself, so that's why it's not open, but it says free here. Alright, Big Brother. It's just moving money from one pocket to the other anyway, just sign it. At worst, you can just give me more pocket money in the future. What pocket money? Is our baby girl short on money? I'll have your Big Brother give you his unlimited supplementary card in a bit. It's fine, Dad. I was just joking with Big Brother. You guys go ahead and eat breakfast. Later on, take the shares I hold and transfer half of them to our baby girl. When did our baby girl go out to buy gifts? I didn't. I had someone deliver them. Hurry and open it to see if you like it. This jewelry is so beautiful. Mom loves it. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm glad you like it, Mom. Next time I see something nice, I'll buy it for you again. Jewelry worth over 400 million. How could it not look good? The thumb ring fits perfectly. The quality is top-notch, too. I'm going to wear this all the time from now on. It really is better to have a daughter. Having 3 sons, and I've never received a single decent gift. So the ones I usually send don't count as decent gifts. Sweetheart, it's only 8 o'clock. Why are you up already? Don't learn Big Brother's bad habit of waking up early. It's not good. It's better to learn from you and sleep until noon every day. Neither of us is any better than the other. We clearly came down together. I stayed up late doing practice problems. And what about you? What's this? Why is there a box here? It's a gift from our little girl. Unlike some people who stay up all night and can't get up during the day, forget about a gift. We haven't even seen a gift box. Sweetheart, is there one for me? Of course. There's one for everyone. A brooch handmade by Master Y. The official website only mentioned this once. It's not for sale. There's only one in the entire world. Isn't that the one from my walk-in closet? Jiang Yining really knows how to freeload. Sweetheart, how did you get your hands on this? We collaborated before. She gave it to me. Sweetheart, what about mine? Smart. The rest of this entire box is yours. Thank you, sweetheart. It's just a set of books. That old man insisted on giving them to me back then. I even thought they took up too much space. Sweetheart, this is the voice of the Dark Knight. Let me take it for a spin, bro. Drive it if you want. Ask our eldest brother for the keys. It's your car. Why ask him for the keys? Because I drove it back yesterday. Tisk. Lucky you, kid. You get to experience your brother's driving skills. Actually, I think I can squeeze in. Squeeze in? No way. Just try it. And see if Mom doesn't kick you right out of the car. Xiao Yi. Why is it you? Where's the second Luo brother? Brother Xian. He's driving. No way. Luo number 2. You actually got to drive it? Of course. Why would I lie? But it's just average. No different from what I usually drive. 4 wheels and 2 doors. Look at you, humble bragging. I actually saw that car yesterday. How do you know the owner? Introduce us. Even just letting me touch it would be great. The car belongs to our Nanan. If you want to touch it, I'll ask her later. The young mistress the Luo family just found yesterday? What young mistress? That's my sister. Then when are you bringing our sister out to meet us? Get lost. She's my sister. We're on our way back to the old family home. We'll talk later. Hanging up. What's wrong with him? Bro. That voice of the night we saw yesterday morning, do you still remember it? The one you said came out from across the street? Guess who it belongs to? It's not yours anyway. I know that. It belongs to the young mistress who just returned to the Luo family yesterday. The Luo family's young mistress? Little cotton candy. She's all grown up. What do you think she's been up to all these years? 19 years old, the behind-the-scenes boss of Pluto. And Tingwon Court is also connected to her. The key thing is, she has my dream car. Nan, don't be nervous. Everyone just missed you so much. So they all came back today. Except for little Jean, who just started his senior year of high school and couldn't get time off. He won't be back until after school. Don't worry, Mom. I'm fine. Everyone missed you so much. Nan. Oh, my sweet Nan. It's good to have you back. You must have suffered a lot all these years. Look how thin you've gotten. Grandmother. Grandma. All right, now, don't scare the child. Don't think I don't know what you're thinking. Grandfather, grandpa, uncle, aunt. Uncle. Hello, big brothers. Huh. Nan called me first. I'm happy today. So I won't bicker with you. When Nan called me, she used 3 syllables. The rest of you are just amateurs. This is way too extravagant. Nan. I remember you used to love osmanthus cake and ginger milk curd. I don't know if you still like them now. Do you want to try some and see if the taste has changed? I'd love to. Thank you, Aunt. I'm glad you like it. I'll make it for you again another day. Our Nan has grown into such a fine young lady. It's wonderful. I called everyone back this time to host a welcome back banquet for Nan. Many people online already know about it, but we still need to make our stance clear, lest some blind fools in our social circle think we don't value her and offend Nan. We must host it, and it has to be a grand one. The apple of our 2 families' eyes must not be looked down upon by anyone. Nan, come with me to the study. Okay, grandfather. This is something I planned for you when you were born. I originally planned to give it to you on your coming-of-age ceremony. I didn't expect it to be a year late. Grandpa, I can't accept this. Why not? If I say it's yours, it's yours. No one else has any objections. And they don't have the final say anyway. Grandpa, you know that's not what I meant. I'm not short of money. Not short of money? So you look down on this little gift from your grandfather? That's more like it. Do you know how to play chess, Nan? It's still early. Play a game with this old man. Che warned us in advance, saying that you have amnesia, and told us not to ask about your past. Whether you really lost your memory, or just don't want to talk about it, I won't ask for details. I only want to know, have you been doing well? Yes, pretty well. It's all in the past anyway, isn't it? It's all in the past. From now on, things will only get better for you. Now that you're back, just go ahead and do whatever you want. You have the Luo and Su families backing you up. You are no longer alone. I know. Thank you, Grandpa. There's no need to thank your grandfather. If you run into any trouble, just go to the family elders. If none of them are of any help, then come to me. My dear Nan must never be bullied by anyone. Grandpa, how much do you know about Song's building materials? Song's building materials? That second-rate family business that used to be the Jiang families? Song Hao is just a gold-digging opportunist. Back then, he caught the eye of the Jiang family's only daughter and became a live-in son-in-law. First, the Jiang couple met with an accident. Then his wife died of an illness. Before his late wife's bones were even cold, he renamed Jiang's to Songs and brought his mistress and child into the family. It's said that the illegitimate daughter was even a few months older than the Jiang family's daughter. Not long after, rumors spread that the 2 Jiang children had run away from home. Those 2 children and you went missing in the very same year. To be precise, it was on the exact same day, in the very same car. But back then, we checked the park's surveillance and only saw you being taken into a car with fake plates. We didn't see any other children. They were all drugged and lying down in the car. So naturally, they couldn't be seen. So you suffered a disaster out of nowhere. She was the one behind all of it. According to the information gathered so far, it was because I witnessed her doing it back then. So she had someone take me away too. I'll have your eldest brother take action right away and make the Song family disappear before the day is over. Grandpa, please don't be upset. I want to handle this myself. The evidence has all been gathered. I'm just waiting for the right moment. What is there to wait for? Do we need to check the lunar calendar just to ruin him? The Song family can disappear at any time, but the Jiang family must return to the ranks of the top-tier families. Where are those two children now? Jiang Xiang is managing Pluto for me. He also returned to the capital city not long ago. Sister Ingwei passed away 9 years ago in order to protect Jiang Xiang and me. So, taking back the Jiang family is a promise I made to her. It's something Jiang Xiang and I must do ourselves. In that case, it is actually our Luo family that owes the Jiang family. Please don't think of it that way. Between the few of us, it has long gone beyond such things. Alright, Grandpa won't interfere. Do you want to tell Grandpa about your plan? The Songs signed a major overseas order last week and have already started selling off assets. As for the others, the evidence of their illegal activities is also ready. You are simply a little fox. Does the welcome back banquet count as one? Grandpa, that would be too much of a waste of Grandma's and Mom's hard work. You didn't say anything downstairs just now because you were thinking about whether to strike before the banquet or after the banquet, right? The Luo family is not that fragile. We are family. We might as well settle it all at once on that day. With the evidence right before everyone's eyes, no one will criticize you for taking action. The family will never blame you for such minor things. He's probably sick. When we get back from taking Yiling, I'll have his father sell my brother-in-law. You chose our little princess. Isn't it better to just spend money at home instead of doing all this dirty, exhausting work? Later, we had to choose among your older brothers. And in the end, Ache volunteered. Ache has done very well. You have a ruthless streak that Ache lacks. Big brother is very capable. The company is doing great in his hands. But Grandpa, if you keep talking, you're going to lose this chess game. Well, look at you. Throwing up a smokescreen for your grandpa. He used to be just like this, refusing to accept defeat, wanting to win. Alright, next time, I'll let you win a few moves. This old man doesn't need you to let him win. Just now, I simply didn't see clearly and used the wrong strategy. Yes. I just got lucky. Grandpa, sweetheart, it's time to eat. Coming, big brother. When you have time some other day, bring that Jiang family boy over to the house. Okay. I also have another good friend named Jiang Yining. The few of us have been together all these years. He's been abroad lately. Once she's back, I'll invite her to join us. Good. From now on, you'll all be the children of our Luo family. My biological grandson is treated worse than an outsider. Why don't we go out and have some fun? No. What do you guys mean by that? Your second brother is known as the little tyrant of capital city. Are you looking down on me? What's so fun about going out with you? Counting how many surveillance cameras we pass, from the moment we leave to when we get back? I know how to disguise myself, okay? Can't we just go somewhere indoors? How about Comet? Brother Goo's place has great privacy. If Nan goes, I'll go. Nan. If your second brother doesn't go out to play, I'm really going to grow moldy. Let's go then. Yes! Let's go. Young Master Luo. The usual today? It's just the three of us today. You decide. No alcohol. These must be the third young master and the eldest young lady of the Luo family. You all look so much alike. Don't worry, everyone. I'll get it arranged right away. Third brother and I are fraternal twins. And second brother isn't from the same birth. How do we look alike? Nan. You haven't heard your second brother sing yet, have you? Second brother will sing for you. How is it, Nan? Your second brother sings pretty well, right? You sing really well. Just don't sing next time. Why? Don't you like it? Then second brother will sing something else for you next time. No, second brother. I'm just worried that if the people next door hear us, our joy will disturb them. It's fine. The soundproofing here is amazing. I'm going out to take a call. What is it? You're quite well informed. Are you spying on me? I've been busy lately. Let's wait until after my homecoming banquet. It's not set yet. I don't know the date yet. Anyway, it'll be soon. I got it. You'll definitely get your invitation when the time comes. But you'd better not show up. Where did this little beauty come from? All by yourself? What do you think you're doing? Do you know who I am? I don't know, and I don't care to know. I'm Zhang Ming, the business manager of Starry Entertainment. I've taken a liking to you. Having good looks is your opportunity. Starry Entertainment? Never heard of it. It's not nice for kids to fight. That face, that waist. Those hands, they're exactly my type. Gudai. Save me. I'm Zhang Ming, the business manager of Starry Entertainment. I just wanted to ask her if she had any interest in entering the entertainment industry, but she immediately got physical. Don't get your hands dirty next time. It's filthy. Are you trying to make excuses for your subordinate? Call a couple of people up to the top floor. In addition, fire Zhang Ming, the business manager of Starry Entertainment. Spread the word. Anyone who hires him will be crossing both the Gu and Luo families. Hey, gorgeous. That's not very fair of you. Why drag me into this? The gorgeous of the Luo family would certainly do that. My name is Gu Sherlin. Luo Yunyan. Isn't this because you're afraid my Gu family doesn't have enough influence to resolve Miss Luo's issue? Is Miss Luo satisfied with how I handled this? It's just okay, I guess. But my hand hurts. I don't have the strength to wipe it. How about you help me, gorgeous? Miss Luo, I'm afraid that's not quite appropriate. Never mind then. When I'm not so tired later, I'll wash it myself. Miss Luo, I was blind not to recognize your status. Please spare me this once. It was all a misunderstanding. Shut up. It should be clean now, right? If I keep rubbing, your hand is going to turn red. Later there's... Why are you still standing outside? Third brother. I saw him bullying someone, so I was teaching him that it's wrong. She's no little cotton candy. She's clearly a little fox. Brother Gu. I'm sorry. My sister might have misunderstood. It's fine. I was the one who startled her. Take him away. Handle the rest according to the rules. Let's have dinner together tonight. Consider it my apology. No need, Brother Gu. We have to pick up Xiaoting from school in a bit and go back to the old family mansion for dinner. All right then. We'll make it another time when you're free. Then, Brother Gu, we'll head in first. Little cotton candy. How ungrateful. Brother, my lord, you're finally back. Who on earth takes an hour just to have a smoke? What time does your brother finish school? I don't know. I've never picked him up before. If you don't know, ask. You're going to pick him up from school in a bit. Wait, brother. Why should I go pick him up? The family driver can just go. I'll ask. I'll ask right away. Today, I'll be a good brother and go pick him up from school. Gu Sherlin and Chu Mashwan converse. Nan. If you ever run into Gu in the future, don't get too close to him. Understood? Why? Well, Nan ran into Gu earlier. She happened to catch him dealing with someone, and then Nan even gave him a piece of her mind. Nan, listen to your second brother. This guy Gu. He has a phobia of women. He doesn't like women getting too close to him. Plus, he has a fierce temper. So stay far away from him if there's no need. Understood? The Gu family is on the same level as ours. Gu Sherlin looks like a man of pure and noble character. He usually plays with prayer beads and loves praying to Buddha, but in reality, he is very ruthless. Most importantly, he has a phobia of women. Except for his family, no woman has ever been allowed within a meter of him. Okay? Third brother. I got it. A phobia of women? I don't think so. Beneath that pure and noble facade, what is he really like? Brother. They get out of school at 5:30. It's already 4:30 now. If I don't go now, I'll get stuck in traffic. What about this file? Let's go. We'll deal with the file tonight. Didn't you tell me to go pick him up? I'm coming with you. Cut the crap. That looks like my brother. Why is he tag along? Brother. Why did we come all the way to Hwanyan? I don't believe you're really here to pick up a student. That's the car from the old Luo family estate. It must be here to pick up Xiaojin. I'll go down and get him. What? I'm wearing a mask. No one will recognize me. Dressed like that, you'll only attract more attention. Can you even see clearly with your nearsightedness? Don't end up picking up someone else's brother. Stop. I'll go down and pick him up myself. None of you are allowed to come down. If you keep arguing, I'm going to get angry. Third brother. Don't you think Nanan's vibe just now was kind of terrifying? Like Big Brother. I think she's even scarier than Big Brother. What a coincidence. We meet again. Hey there, gorgeous. Are you here to settle the score with me? How could I? I just accompanied a friend to pick up his brother and happened to run into you. So you didn't really come just to see me? That actually makes me a bit sad. Actually, yes. I came to see you. And picking him up was just on the way. Wait, seriously, man? Aren't you gynophobic? Is there even 30 centimeters between you two? Ignore him. He's just an idiot. Hi. Hi, little marshmallow. I'm Chumashwan, Xiaojin's cousin. You even called me Big Brother when you were little. Little marshmallow? I'll beat you into a marshmallow. Believe it or not? I'm also Xiaojin's older cousin. Why don't you call me Big Sister? You're not being very cute like this. Oh. I'm very good looking. Then give me a chance to buy you dinner. So that's what you were building up to. Not today, though. Handsome. Another day would work. Then give me your contact info. How about tomorrow? You're just giving it to me like this? Aren't you afraid I'll look at your private stuff? Look all you want. I have nothing to hide. It's your personal phone, bro. How much shameful stuff do you have on your personal phone? Don't you know yourself? Don't change my contact name, or I'll beat you up. Okay. You're welcome to check it anytime. Baby. So good. Xiaojin, wait for me. What's the rush? The driver won't run off. The driver didn't come today. He took the day off. Then take my family's car back. It's on the way anyway. No need. My sister is picking me up. We're going back to the old family home. Sister Yunyan. Get lost. She's my sister. TCH. What's there to show off? Just because you have a sister? Wait. It seems I really don't have a sister. Sister Xiaojin. Sister. You're finally back. We finally don't have to celebrate your birthday without you here. They celebrated my birthday every year. But no one ever told me. Now that I'm back, I'll be there for every birthday. Including yours. You have to keep your word. Why did Big Brother Gu come too? And cousin, is something wrong with your throat? Shut up. None of your business. Hello, Brother Gu. Hello, Sister Yunyan. My sister. We'll head back first. See you tomorrow. We'll see. Depends on my schedule. Stop staring, bro. They're already far away. Look at you. That look in your eyes is so tender, it could drown someone. Aren't you here to pick me up? Then where's my driver? The world is finally quiet. Little brothers really are the most annoying. Older brothers are the same. They're all here to steal my sister. For you. Sister. Isn't this Jiang Xiang's prize collection? Jiang Yining actually snatched the most valuable ones. Sister Luo. Boss Luo. Those were my absolute favorites. How could you just give them away? Jiang Yining brought them to me. I didn't know either. Besides, he's just a kid. Why are you fussing with a kid? A kid? He's 17 and I'm 18. I'm only a few months older than him. I'm still a kid too. That's why I transferred compensation to you, didn't I? Is this about money? Those were the loves of my life. I'll add another 5,000. This really isn't about money. In the future, put all purchases like this on my tab. Is that good enough? Don't push your luck. Otherwise, send back the 50 million from earlier. You got it. Sister Luo, you're the best. You're practically my savior. Remember to buy 2 of everything in the future. That's all. Hanging up. Making 90 million through tears. He should be satisfied. Sister. Time to eat. Okay. Coming. Sis. I just heard you talking about some kid. And medical bills. Did something happen? It's nothing. Just joking with a friend. An old guy pretending to be young, calling himself a kid. What kind of friend doesn't even have $5,000? Sounds like a bad friend trying to scrounge money. Nan. About the date for the welcome back banquet. Do you have any thoughts? Grandpa. Anytime is fine with me. How about next Saturday then? Will there be enough time to prepare? No problem. It's just that I've never organized a banquet before, so I'll have to trouble my elders to handle it. Good. Then let's set it for next Saturday. The venue will be our old family estate. Grandmother will make sure everything is beautiful for our darling. On that day, everyone must clear their schedules for me. How could we not agree? I don't want to get beaten up now that I'm an adult. We need to make it a grand event this time. Invite the second-tier families as well. You guys handle the guest list. I'll take care of the guest list. I'm the one with the most free time in the family anyway. By the way, Nan, do you want to invite some of your friends? I have a few. Just 5 or 6 invitations will do. Thank you, Auntie. All right. Once we finalize the design tonight, left of screen, voiceover. I'll bring you some blank invitations tomorrow. Hey, handsome. Why are you still working so late? Isn't this to free up more time for my date with Miss Luo tomorrow? Then it's my fault. Making you work overtime? Of course not. It's just that I'm working too slowly, but I also wanted to see you sooner. And another thing, tomorrow isn't a date. It's you treating me to dinner to apologize for scaring me. So, does this mean Miss Luo has agreed to give me her time tomorrow? Shoot, I fell for it. As expected, CEOs are generally devious. Not me. I'm just a hands-off boss. Asterisk cough asterisk. I guess I can reluctantly have dinner with you then. Then thank you for gracing me with your presence, young lady. I'll pick you up tomorrow. Are you really that eager to see me? Yes. Give me a chance. No need. I have things to do tomorrow afternoon. I'll just head to the restaurant myself once I'm done. You won't be able to get into the place I booked on your own. Why don't you come to the Goo group to find me after you're done? Buddy, do you hear what you're saying? Besides, your face is practically screaming. I'm a liar. I don't believe you for a second. Please. Tisk. Using seduction, are we? That pretty face of his. I really never get tired of looking at it. We'll see. I'll let you know when I'm done. If it's still early, I'll head over. I'll wait for you at the office. All right, I'm hanging up. Get some rest early. At your age, you need to focus on staying healthy. Staying up late makes you ugly and bald. Good night, handsome. Am I old? Little Cotton Candy is only 19, 6 years younger than me. I guess I am a bit older, but doesn't she quite like my face? And I'm not balding either. Whatever, time for bed. Leave these files for Chu Ma Xuan. This is high-quality Mao Jian tea I swiped from the old man. Try it, try it. It's decent. You didn't get beaten up? I told him I was bringing it to you. How could he? Using me as an excuse, are we? Is there even 2 ounces of tea in this cup? Don't drink too much of this green tea. Don't you know what's wrong with your own body? When did you get back? You didn't even tell me. If my old man hadn't mentioned it, I still wouldn't know by now. A couple of days ago. He's the only one keeping tabs on me day in and day out. I never would have thought. You're actually the daughter of the Luo family. If you hadn't back then, if I hadn't been kidnapped back then, perhaps I wouldn't have necessarily reached the heights I have today in this lifetime. And I might not have met you. True. The homecoming banquet will probably be a grand affair, right? The date is set. Next Saturday. The venue is the Luo family's old estate. Remember to come and bring some people with you. As for the old man, it's best if he doesn't show up. I'm afraid he'll affect my performance. What do you mean? My dear, you aren't planning to crash your own party, are you? Is the Luo family treating you badly? No, they treat me very well. The specific arrangements, I'll tell you when the time comes. I'm off. It's still early. I might as well go visit Goose Corporation. Miss Luo, the CEO is still in a meeting. He told us that when you arrived. Tightly closing lips, you should go straight to his office to find him. You know me? My favorite idol is she. I saw his Weibo post the moment he uploaded it. Thank you. You're very pretty too. It's a pity my second brother went out for a shoot today. When he gets back, I'll get some autographed photos from him for you. Oh my gosh, thank you, Miss Luo. This is the CEO's private elevator. It goes straight to the top floor. Please go ahead and head up. It's no trouble at all. Goodbye, Miss Luo. She is so gorgeous. How can someone look this good? You're here. Hello, Miss Luo. Boss, I left some documents in the conference room. I'll head back up in a bit. He sure knows how to read the room. Mr. Gu, you weren't watching the surveillance cameras waiting for me. Just to stage a chance encounter, were you? This time, I really just finished a meeting. Otherwise, I would have gone down to pick you up myself. All right, I'll believe you this once. But you just let me come to the Gu group like this? Aren't you afraid I'll steal your company secrets? The business sectors of the Gu group and the Luo group don't overlap at all. Besides, would Chairman Luo even care about my small-time business? Of course I would. The Gu group is a massive empire. Even a tiny crumb falling from your table would make me filthy rich. Don't you agree? No need to steal them. I'm willing to just give them to you. Hello, CEO, Miss Luo. Oh my god, help me. Their looks are absolutely stunning. Are you leaving early because you finished your work? CEO, didn't you tell us not to neglect Miss Luo? If you're not done, then get back to work. Let's go to my office. Tisk, TSK. Gu, you're so strict. Look how much you scared them. Exactly, exactly. If they make a mistake, they naturally need to be corrected. Oh, I thought Guze was jealous. What a disappointment. I can't believe someone is actually that gynophobic. Then what kind of species am I in his eyes? Make yourself at home. Give me half an hour. I'll be done soon. Guze, let me ask you something. What kind of species am I in your eyes? A little marshmallow. And a little fox. But I can't say that. You're a human. I mean, in your eyes, am I male or female? Or half male, half female? Neither male nor female? What are you thinking? Of course you're a female. Then why aren't you afraid of me? They all say you're gynophobic. And that women can't get within a meter of you. I've asked myself that too. It can't be because he kissed me when we were kids, right? I don't know either. Maybe you're just special. Especially good-looking? Or especially beautiful? Or is it that you especially like me? That depends on which answer you prefer to hear. No fun. Hurry up and get back to work. I'll be done very soon. This guy has good taste. He smokes the same brand as me. You learned how to smoke? When Guze first started smoking, did he take a special training class for it? Smoking is bad for your health. So one cigarette is too much. Half for each of us is just right. I hate being lectured the most. Who could possibly control me? Even my old man doesn't dare nag me. So what kind of move is this? If Guze wants to kiss me, he should just say so. Why play this elementary school indirect kissing game? Although I've never kissed anyone either, I've at least seen how it's done. And his lips look very kissable. Let me finish up my work first. Then we'll go grab some food. What kind of persona is this? An innocent old boy? Gorgeous. I'm going to the restroom. There's one in the lounge. No need to go out. As expected, the classic CEO black, white, and gray. Your phone rang just now. Oh, okay. Speak of the devil, Jiang Yan Yan. Your single word just ruined all my enthusiasm. Then I'm hanging up. Don't. I just wanted to tell you that I'll arrive in capital city the day after tomorrow. Remember to pick me up. I'm busy. Ask Jiang Zichen. Don't be like that. I missed you. Isn't it because you stole his Lego? And you're afraid he'll scold you? Oh, come on. We're all family. Why bring that up? Right. Let's talk about it later. I'm busy. They asked when you're going to help them train. Truth be told, the scenery here is actually quite nice. It's the Pluto branch. Oh, I haven't been to the Jinshur branch yet. I'll criticize it after I see it. I'll go back when it gets a bit better. To be determined. Hee hee. I'm such a little genius. Let's go. Let's go eat. It's only 5 o'clock. Does this count as leaving early for Gudai? I'm worried about traffic if we leave later. Besides, I've already finished my work for today. Hello, President Gu. Hello, Miss Luo. Could you give me your contact info and address? I'll just have my second brother mail it to you. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll forget later. Sure. I'll write it down for you right now. Thank you, Miss Luo. Okay. See you next time. Take care, Miss Luo. It seems I didn't tell President Gu to take care just now. Never mind. Can I just say it to him twice tomorrow? So this is the place I couldn't get into on my own. Let's go. I've already booked a private room. All right. Boss. Gudai. Good afternoon. This guy just blew my cover. Boss? Rui Pavilion is yours? Is there a problem with that? Of course not. It just makes me look like I was showing off in front of an expert. Boss, change Gudai's original reservation to my private room. Charge him as usual later, but make it a 150% markup. Yes, boss. Help. I think I've messed up. If Grandpa saw this, he'd definitely scoop a few of them to take home. Especially that red arowana and the lulan koi. He's been looking for adult ones for so long without any luck. Go ahead and order. And another serving of braised pork ribs. No green onions. He even remembers her dietary preferences. I totally ship them. Che and I were classmates. I heard him mention it back when we were in school. Oh, something from so many years ago. And the handsome guy still remembers it. It seems he's had feelings for me since he was young. It did leave a deep impression. I heard that back then, my grandfather wanted to arrange a childhood betrothal for us, but your entire family disagreed and threw my grandfather right out. We can still make up for the betrothal now. Just drop the childhood part. How about we get engaged right now? Are you serious, Miss Luo? I'd be more than happy to. Then when I go back later, I'll have Grandpa propose to your family. Who on earth passed on the wrong message? Who said he has a phobia of women? Who was it? In your dreams. I still need to test you more. Then I will definitely be on my best behavior. But Gudai is already 26, after all. He's a whole 7 years older than me. I haven't even reached the legal marriage age yet. As for my age, I'm 25. I started school a year early back then, which is why I was in the same grade as HA. 6 years, huh? What's wrong with 6 years? Say something. Make yourself clear. 6 years is fine, I guess. Boss, we have developed a few new desserts recently. Would you like to try them? How many people are at your home? 3. My parents and my grandfather. Just serve whatever you see fit. Also, pack 2 boxes of desserts, 4 servings each. I'll take them with me later. Sure thing, boss. Enjoy your meal, you too. Then thank you on behalf of my family. After all, the desserts at Rui Pavilion are limited editions. Don't mention it. Anyway, I can still make a profit from your 50% markup. Mom's cooking is still the best. Have some soup. Thanks. Gorgeous. When you're happy, it's gorgeous. When you're unhappy, it's gudai. Are you still in college now? I've graduated. I graduated with my PhD when I was 16. As for when I started college, I think I was 13 or 14. Which school was it? Lost. I also got an offer from Lost back then. It's a pity I didn't go. Otherwise, I would have been her senior. Right. I was a freshman and you were a sophomore. When I graduated with my PhD, you were still writing your undergraduate thesis. Maybe only when she's eating. Does she look her age? How are you getting back? Why don't you take my car first? No need. I'm going back to my parents' place. It's just across the bridge. Well then. Turns out their families live just across the canal from each other. All right then. Get home safe, gorgeous. I'll watch you walk away. No need. I'll leave after you go inside. All right then. I'm heading in. Good night. Mom, Dad, I'm home. Where are my brothers? Your eldest brother isn't back yet. Your third brother is in his room. What did you bring, sweetheart? Is it heavy? It's not heavy. Just some desserts. I wanted to bring some for you to try. From Rui Pavilion? Since when do they do takeout? I'm an exception. Hurry and try these new items. They taste pretty good. Is Rui Pavilion yours too, sweetheart? Amazing. You guessed right. As a reward, I'll give you permanent, exclusive access to the top floor of all Rui Pavilion locations. Free of charge, of course. Only for your dad? Nothing for mom? You're wronging me, Mom. Of course, everyone gets a share. I treat everyone equally. You guys go ahead and eat. I'll go call my third brother. Slow down, don't trip. Third brother. Can I come in? Come on in. What's wrong, Nan? I came to call you downstairs for dessert. What are you busy with? An assignment my advisor left for me. This step is wrong. That's why you couldn't solve it. So that's how it is. No wonder I couldn't solve it no matter what. Nan. Did you major in math before too? No. I studied economics. And weapons manufacturing. Economics. An economics major outperformed me. Someone who entered the math department straight from the youth class. How frustrating. By the way, third brother, do you still plan to pursue a PhD? Of course. I want to try applying to Loster. If I don't succeed, it's fine. I can stay at Huaca University for my PhD. Going to Loster, is it because of Spencer? I chose to study math back then, precisely because of Professor Spencer. He made me realize that math is actually such a charming subject. Besides, I also want to go to the place where you stayed and walk the path you've walked. Okay. You're so amazing, third brother. You can definitely do it. Let's go. If we don't go down now, Mom and Dad will eat it all. I'm just helping to build a bridge. The rest depends on whether the two of them will both walk onto it. What brings the big CEO home today? You actually remembered to come back and visit us, the left-behind elderly. Grandpa, Mom, Dad, you guys just came back from your trip a few days ago. So you do know it was a few days ago. I brought you some desserts from Rui Pavilion. Rui Pavilion? You aren't fooling us, are you? Rui Pavilion doesn't allow takeout, and their items are limited editions every day. You'll know once you taste them. These were specially prepared by that young lady of the Luo family. They're all low in sugar. Even Grandpa can eat them. Are you talking about the girl the Luo family just found and brought back? Yes. We had dinner together tonight. Rui Pavilion belongs to her. Wanru even made a special trip today to bring me an invitation. She said they're hosting a welcome back banquet for Yunyan at the Luo family's ancestral home next Saturday. Who knows how much hardship this child has suffered out there. To achieve all this at such a young age. Son, why would she make a special trip to tell you? This invitation is to invite our whole family directly. By the way, you didn't have dinner alone with that young lady tonight, did you? You're not my son, are you? My son has a phobia of women. How could he possibly have dinner with a young lady? Who on earth are you? I didn't arrange a childhood betrothal for you two back then. So you must never use my name to pursue her. I can't afford to lose face like that. It wouldn't be impossible to just arrange a betrothal directly, you scoundrel. She really is quite like her. Isn't she just a little scoundrel herself? Alright, stop meddling. We are just friends right now. I'm going upstairs to rest. Enjoy your dessert. Is he going to be okay? He's as cold as a block of ice. His only hobby is praying to Buddha and playing with prayer beads. Can he actually win a girl's heart? I feel like the fact that he spoke so many words today, and even cracked a joke, is already a miracle. Alright, why worry about him? He's a grown man. He knows what he's doing. If he can't get a wife, that's his own problem. Have you ever heard of respecting your elders? Are you two trying to rebel against me? Why don't you show some love for the younger generation then? Old goo. If you keep fighting me for it, you're sleeping in the study tonight. I don't think a night or two is a big deal. I can always sleep in the guest room. What's up? Gorgeous. Why didn't you tell me about your welcome back banquet? My mom said invitations were sent to every family. Didn't yours get one? That can't be right. Gorgeous. But you didn't invite me personally. Why do you sound so resentful? You actually sound aggrieved. Then just come along with your family. But I want an invitation. That is addressed only to Gu Sherlin. Gorgeous. You're really pushing your luck because you know I like you. So, can I have one? Sure. Why not? I'll bring it over to you now. Wait there. No need. Just wait for me at your front gate. I'm heading over right now. Son. Why is this kid in such a frantic rush? He didn't even stop when I called him. I wrote your name myself. The handwriting is beautiful. I will be there on time. If you dare to be late. Okay. I definitely won't be late. I might even be early. Go back inside. Get some rest. Okay. Son, where did you run off to in such a rush just now? What's that in your hand? An invitation. From whose family? The Luo family. The Luo family? Didn't they already send one to our family? Oh boy, you actually had the nerve to go and beg for one? How did I raise such a shameless son? You don't care about your dignity, but I still care about mine. This one is a personal invitation from Yanen. It's different. How is it different? What? Are you planning to move out of our household registry? Wait a minute, what did you just call her? Tisk, TSK, TSK. You're really something. As expected of my son. Just as outstanding as I am. Just as shameless as you are. Honey, you've already scolded him just now. So what? Since you scolded him, you can't scold me anymore. Grandpa, you're eating so much. Aren't you afraid you'll be too full to sleep tonight? Hey, Dad. Are you trying to kill me, Luo Yinyan? Good thing I slammed on the brakes quickly, otherwise they would have been flattened. They really can't be flattened. The flat ones can't become real. Mine are definitely original, okay? But we still have to prevent any accidents. You know exactly how much money I spent on Blackie. If the paint gets chipped, you'll have to deal with it. You win. Hey, Yanen, you should drop me off first. You don't expect me to drive back myself, do you? We're not going back to Tinglon Court. We're going to my house. Are you out of your mind? Why didn't you say so earlier? This is so sudden. I haven't even prepared a gift. Visiting empty-handed like this. All right, don't worry about that. My mom just wants to see you. Meeting the parents so soon? Isn't this a bit inappropriate? I'm not ready yet. Then I'll tell my mom not to bother. She had a room cleaned up for you today. And even planned to cook herself. Don't do that. I'll go. By the way, has Jiang Xiang ever received this kind of treatment? Not yet. But he's coming over today too. That's fine. He's just an afterthought. Your mom is mainly doing this for me. That's right. I'm your best friend, after all. Get out. You're so noisy. Are you going to dump me halfway? We're here. Welcome back, young mistress. Hello, Miss Jiang. Please come in. Hello, Uncle Zhang. My darling is back. And this must be Ningning, right? You're so beautiful. Hello, Auntie. You're so beautiful too. When you go out with Yan Yan, do people mistake you too for sisters? What a sweet talker. No need to be nervous. Just make yourself at home. This child was abandoned by her biological parents at 6 and has supported Yan Yan all the way to this day. She must have suffered so much. You've both had it hard all these years. Thank you for always staying by Yan Yan's side. She's the one who's always been there for me, even though I'm 2 years older than her. Without her, I wouldn't have achieved what I have today. Isn't that exactly what it means to support each other and help each other succeed? Without either of you, the other wouldn't be who they are today. Ningning, what kind of food do you usually like to eat? Are you settling in well? Everything is great, Auntie. I'm not a picky eater at all. Ningning, I'll go prepare dinner first. Let Nanan take you upstairs to see your room. Just tell the servants if you need anything. The clothes in the closet are all new. I asked Nanan about your size and style, and had some sent over. If you don't like them, just have Nanan go shopping with you. Make yourself at home, okay? Thank you, Auntie. Let's go. Let's go see your room. Hey, how can you still be so stone-hearted? You dense girl. Let's see how it is. What is this? So mysterious. I'm so annoyed with you. So annoying. Her makeup is of really good quality. She cried like this, and her makeup is still intact. My family also prepared a gift for you. It's on the bed. Rest for a bit first. I'll come find you later. I said when I was 10 years old that every house I have in the future will have a room of your own. I won't break my promise. Nanan's 3 older brothers didn't have time to come back. I hope you don't mind. Not at all, Uncle. We are the ones intruding. Make yourselves at home. They are also your brothers. Yes, we are the ones intruding. How can coming to your own home be an intrusion? The rooms are also ready for you. You can stay here long term. Just think of it as keeping us lonely old couple company. Exactly, we are all family from now on. Before, you might have only had each other. But now, you both have a home and a family. A home and a family? It doesn't seem bad. At least this home is completely different from the previous one. So it turns out one can be embraced like this. The way I see it, we should just adopt them as godchildren. That's a great idea. I agree. I'll look for an auspicious date later. Mom, Dad, I'm afraid this isn't up to you two. You have to ask Grandpa first. Why? I'm just taking in a godson and goddaughter. Why do we need the old man's approval for that? Because Grandpa also knows. They also said they are children of our family. But they didn't specify whose children they are. I'm worried your godson and goddaughter might end up becoming your younger brother and sister. So it's best to ask Grandpa first. I'm full. Enjoy your meal. This kid is trying to save us from embarrassment. She didn't even care about her image. Sister Luo is still the same Sister Luo. Uncle, Auntie. Things are great just the way they are now. We are already very satisfied. Godparenting is just a change of title. As long as we treat each other as family, none of that matters. Right, it's just a title after all. It's not important. We'll be family from now on anyway. Thank you for being willing to share your family with me. But I shouldn't be so greedy. Things are great just the way they are now. So dramatic. So fake. Old Han. Make your move. You'd better hold tight to this achievement delivered right to you. Understood. The marketing accounts under my wing can get to work now. Zoom in on Song Yi's face in high definition, and tag him as the son of Song's building materials, and the younger brother of the popular starlet Song Hwan. Then leak a small portion of the previous dirt on the songs and Song Hwan. By tomorrow morning, there won't be anyone named Song left in the second-tier wealthy circles of the capital. What about me? What about me? What should I do? The young master has poor conduct, so isn't that the perfect excuse to terminate the contract? It had to be you. Not only did you make the Song family invest all their assets, but we also don't have to pay any penalty for terminating the contract. This is just the beginning. The evidence has already been submitted. The arrest warrant will be in Old Han's hands shortly. On Saturday, I want all 4 members of that family locked up. Tell Elvis to clear his schedule and get to China before Saturday. Have his invitation to the homecoming banquet ready. No way. You didn't say anything at first about causing trouble at the banquet. If you have Elvis come over, doesn't that mean we're bringing our plot against the Songs out into the open? You've only just returned. What will others who don't know the truth think of you? Sister Luo, I understand what you mean. She is also my biological sister. I hate Song Hao too. And I wish he were dead. But there's really no need to drag your reputation into this. And if the Luos don't know the truth, then let them know the truth. I want to bring this matter out into the open. Reputation doesn't matter. Others can think whatever they want. It's not like they can get rid of me anyway. Exposing it at the banquet was Grandpa's suggestion. The rest of the family is still being kept in the dark. I promised him. And sister has already spent 15 years being labeled the bad girl who ran away from home with her brother. She needs to be vindicated. I don't want to wait anymore, Luo Jia. Oh, all right, that's enough. Let's just do it, okay? With our skills, we can thrive anywhere. At worst, we can all go back to State N. And even if that fails, Shishu can still support us. Chairman Song, our cooperation is suspended. Our legal department will contact your company regarding the follow-up. Don't regret this. Your company's lack of integrity makes it difficult for us to confidently cooperate with you. Chairman, something happened to the young master, and he was taken away. It also brought up a lot of past dirt on the company and the eldest young lady. That little brat. Hurry up and have someone take down the trending searches. Suppress the heat. Old Song, something happened to E. What should we do? Hurry and find someone to get E out. Cry, 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 that's all you know how to do. The company is in a complete mess right now. How do you expect me to get that boy out? Let him sober up in there first. Mom, it's only been less than 2 hours since it happened. Even if we wanted to get him out, it couldn't be this fast. I've also been dragged into this because of what happened to Xioi. Several of my endorsement deals have already been terminated. I was just chewed out by my manager. The main priority is still our family business. We might as well let him stay in there for now. Dad and I will look for an opportunity later to see if we can get him out. Don't worry. Get some good sleep first. I'm still in an emergency meeting here. I'll head back home once I'm free. Whatever you want to do, Nan. Just go ahead and do it. Grandpa has your back. Sister, I'm home. Don't worry, I will also help you take back your home. Nan, why are you sitting on the windowsill? It's not safe. I'm fine. What's up, eldest brother? I'm calling you to get your hair and makeup done. Don't be so reckless next time, if you like windowsills. I'll have someone make a wider bay window for you. Okay, thank you, eldest brother. Oh my god, darling, you are absolutely gorgeous. Get to work and keep your hands to yourself. You're so defensive even with girls. When your sister starts dating, you're going to be worried sick. Just looking at your face gives me so much inspiration. You are simply my muse. Darling, your canvas is so wonderful. This little face doesn't have a single blemish. Your skin is just too good. It's so smooth. I think your brother just wanted to ruin my reputation. In his dreams. I will definitely make you the star of the show. This dress was practically made for you. Honey, you're too beautiful. Honey, can I be your personal makeup artist? The free and on-call kind. How about that? But I don't wear makeup very often. That's fine. Anytime, anywhere is okay. Like when you get married in the future. We'll see about that, but we can definitely be friends. I couldn't ask for more. You must build a good relationship with the eldest miss of the Luo family, and also with the sons of the eldest master of the Luo family, whether it's Pluto or the Luo Corporation. If we can cling to just one of them, our family will be able to make a comeback. Juan, you have always been my pride. Do not let me down. Don't worry, Dad. I will definitely take our family to the next level. Dad, this is just a small scene. Our target is not them. Once we win over the young masters and young lady of the Luo family, they will naturally come crawling back to us. You have a point. You must perform well tonight. Even that person actually came. Usually, even the others rarely attend these banquets. This time, the whole family of 4 actually came. Even Elder Gu and Elder Qin showed up in person, as expected of the Luo family. It seems the status of this eldest miss of the Luo family needs to be elevated even further. Putting the Luo family aside, their family still has Pluto in their hands. Is that something we can compare to? He hasn't come down yet. Thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules to attend my beloved granddaughter's return banquet. The precious granddaughter my Luo family has been searching for 15 years is finally back. Today, I mainly want to formally introduce her to everyone. My granddaughter has just returned to the country and is unfamiliar with the place. I hope my old face still has some influence to ensure my beloved granddaughter won't be bullied here in the capital. Elder Luo's words sound like a warning. Who would dare bully her? Even if they wanted to, they couldn't. She inherited all the best features of the Luo couple. She is simply like a fairy. Hello, everyone. I am Luo Yunyan. Today, there is also another matter to announce. Many of you know that after my wife and I stepped down, we still retain 15% of the Luo Corporation shares. Now, that 15% share in our hands will be fully transferred to my beloved granddaughter. If this is an act, then the entire Luo family should join the entertainment industry. This decision was actually made when she was first born. We originally planned to give it to her on her coming-of-age ceremony as an adulthood gift. Now, it is a year late, but fortunately, though late, it has arrived. My granddaughter has been away for so many years, and she has her own career, which is of a decent scale. But what I want to tell her is, she will always be a member of the Luo family. She has the Luo family behind her. All of this is what she deserves. Next, I hope everyone enjoys the banquet to the fullest. Please forgive us for any lack of hospitality. Our little Nan is getting more and more beautiful. When you were little, you looked just like a little fairy. My last name is Gu. You used to call me Grandpa Gu. This is your Uncle Gu and Aunt Lin. Hello, Grandpa Gu. Hello, Uncle Gu, Aunt Lin. Good girl, you look so lovely. And there's your Aunt Lin's son. He's a bit older than you. You should call him Brother Sherlin. Hello, Brother Sherlin. Hello, Sister Yunyan. You young people share common interests. Go and have fun together. Old Luo, let's go chat with Old Sue and the others. Those old fellows are all present today. Let's go, Sister Yunyan. I'm afraid that won't work. Hey, gorgeous. Nanny Wang prepared this for you. It's the brand you bought and put in the fridge before. She was worried you wouldn't be used to other drinks. Thank you, big brother. Thank you, Nanny Wang. Aren't you busy, All-In? How do you have time to come over today? For such an important occasion as Yan Yan's homecoming banquet. Of course, I had to be here. Big brother, can your skin get any thicker? Professor Luo, long time no see. I'm very happy to see you again. Professor. Professor Luo? He is actually a professor? And he even taught that cousin of mine who is only a few months older than me. I'm sorry, and you are? I'm Lin Pingting. I was fortunate enough to get into one of your classes at Gloucester College. You also saved me when I was in danger off campus back then. Oh, it's you. I didn't expect to see you again. I graduated last year. Now I'm managing my family's company. What professor? Grandma, why didn't you tell us? Well, Professor Luo spent 3 years. At just 16 years old, she obtained her doctorate from Gloucester College. And she became one of only 2 lifetime honorary professors at Gloucester College. If you don't believe it, you can check the official website. Although there is no photo, only her name and age are listed. That's indeed the case. I didn't mention it before, simply because I didn't think it was necessary. It's not that big of a deal. Nan is so amazing. Grandma is so amazing. Sister is so amazing. A 16-year-old PhD and tenured honorary professor. And that's at Gloucester of all places. How's that not a big deal? And her brothers aren't surprised at all? They're just blindly praising her. You guys go ahead and chat. Excuse me, I have some business to attend to. If you can't handle it, just let me know anytime. The main act is finally here. The former president of Capital University and the chief of the Capital Police Department. Why are they both here? The Han family has always kept a low profile and never attends social banquets. No one in the Luo family went to Capital University except the head of the family, right? To think they could actually invite them. Excuse me for a moment. Does he even know them? Yet he's rushing over there. Chief Han is standing right next to him, too. How did you actually end up coming in person? If I didn't come, when would I ever get to see you? You gave the invitation to that brat, but not to me. So that means he's the one you actually gave birth to? Didn't I prepare one for you as well? And I told you not to come, yet you still did. Don't blame me if you get mobbed by your students later. And you still had him handed over to me. Where's the sincerity in that? Am I, an old man, really that unwelcome to you? You didn't even want me to come. Don't think I don't know what you're planning. So you knew all along, old man. I came here today to back you up. Go ahead and do what you need to do. If the Luo family blames you for this, you can come home with me and be my granddaughter. Although my Han family isn't as powerful as the Luos, our pampering of you definitely won't fall short of theirs. Besides, this old man has so many students. Can we not protect you across all these industries? Yes, a super upgrade. The family hierarchy is completely messed up now. Well, if you have the guts, go tell my grandfather. Hey, what do I have to be afraid of? Grandpa, slow down. He's right here. He won't run away. Watch your tone. Don't be so impolite. Old Luo. It's fine, it's fine. This child and I have always been very casual with each other. Principal Han, my granddaughter is a bit mischievous. Please don't mind her. Oh, it's nothing. I actually adore her spirited nature. My coming here today was also out of concern for her. I wanted to come and back her up. You flatter us. Our entire family couldn't possibly love and cherish her more. We will always stand by her side. Then I shall enjoy your hospitality today. Please don't mention it. Why don't we have some tea over here first? A few of my old friends are right here. Sounds wonderful. Nian, I'll head over first. All right, you two go ahead and enjoy yourselves. They were almost at each other's throats just now, and now they're acting like best buddies. I've got the arrest warrant right in my pocket. The plainclothes officers are all outside. When do we start the job? You're a chief of police. Why are you acting so sketchy? Don't worry, just call them in. Let's eat our fill first. Oh, no need. It's working hours right now. Today is Saturday. You have no shame making them work overtime. I'm not as heartless as you. Just come on in. They're in plain clothes anyway. What's there to fear? You really are the death of me. I'd love to be, but your dad might not agree. All right, go have fun on your own. The actors for the show haven't even taken the stage yet. Became dull and distant. Chief, what does this mean? Aren't we here to make an arrest? Why are we joining the banquet instead? Don't worry about it. Let's eat our fill first. I wouldn't mind working this kind of overtime more often. How does Nana know the former president of Imperial University? She helped Chief Han abroad once. and ended up becoming close friends with his father despite the age gap. He even wanted me to teach at Imperial University. Miss Luo, no one is over there right now. Hurry on over. Okay, Dad. Why? It's one thing for him to have status. But how does he know so many powerful people? Even those top-tier young masters are revolving around him. It doesn't matter. As long as I win over the eldest young master of the Luo family, won't the entire Luo family be mine to command by then? The actors for the show are finally here. Miss Luo, young Master Luo. Hello, young Master Gu. I am Song Huan. Do you know her? Then she must be here for Brother Sherlin. I don't know her either. Just talk. Keep your hands to yourself. My father is the chairman of Song's building materials. Our family isn't some prominent clan, so it's only normal that you don't recognize us. I mainly came over to say hello. You've said hello. You may leave now. Song's building materials. Why does that sound a bit familiar? It's the same Song family that had a lot of dirt exposed after their son was taken away for breaking the law recently. It was trending for several days back then. It's only natural that you find it familiar, Yan Yan. Oh, I see. It's that Song family, formerly known as the Jiang family. Miss Song. Is there anything else? Well, it's like this. I see there's a piano on the stage. I was once fortunate enough to become the last disciple of the piano master, Mr. Nanyu. I wonder if I might have the honor of playing a piece for Miss Luo? Nanyu's last disciple? I'm a close friend of Nanyu. But how come I've never heard of him having a last disciple? In fact, I didn't even know that his specialty was actually the piano. Could Miss Luo have been deceived? My master has been in seclusion for a very long time, and considering my master's age, there's no way he could be a friend of yours. Is that so? It just so happens he's here today too. Why don't we have him come over and chat with you to see who is real and who is fake?